What's going on, world? This your boy. Hold on real quick. My bad. Gotta type something. Gotta look something up. I missed it. All right. Seeing the live count go up. Y'all like that new Zoom feature we have right there? That just boom, got me right there. What's going on, world? It's your boy at Big Game James _36. This is Big Games BS, part of Den Media Group, presented by alphacliniconline.com. Alphacliniconline.com is where there's a go-to website for all things enhancement related. Gotta make sure y'all see my Christmas. Getting in the spirit. Don't want to be jolly. Don't want to be fat. Holla at ThinMD. Get some of that jolliness and that fatness out of yourself. Not ThinMD, excuse me. Ooh, I went back. I was just reading the read from ThinMD, but I meant to say Alpha Clinic. Go to Alpha Clinic and we'll get you right. All kinds of stuff. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Ryan Driscoll. Merry Christmas. Appreciate you liking the shirt. D Shaw, appreciate the support. Peter Shields, MFTK, and D Shaw. Londa, what up? Londa is one of my followers, one of my skeeters, fellow skeeters. That's what they're calling themselves on Blue Sky. It sounds really bad, doesn't it? Skeet is the Blue Sky. I mean, I think a little John, but Skeet. Getting our stuff put up here. Drinking some juice. Juice good in the motherfucker. The end of an era happened the other day. But it's the end of an era, but it's a tradition that's unlike any other at the same time. And people are like, what do you mean by that? I don't know. Is any quarterback that we recruited in the Mike Norvell era stayed? I'm trying to think. Both the quarterbacks, Tate Rodemaker, and Brock's brother, Chubba, are gone. We didn't sign a guy after that. We signed the dude who looked like the Spanish dude from Training Day. And he's gone. We brought in Luke, and now the era's over. Luke is gone. Primo, I'm all for that. No, I don't know, man. They wilding over there. We still struggling to find a wide receiver coach. A lot of people are in their hormones right now. Sorry, boy. That good. That grape juice was grape juicing. Getting these people up here. But we've been, and a lot of stuff has been talked about that. I'm sure that'll be on the game plan as we talk about today. On this day, 7 years ago in Duval history, an important moment happened that we hope to get back, but we have to be good again. The 2017 season was filled with ups and downs. The 2017 season saw where the Jaguars took a knee in London, and Jaguar fan base said that they were going to protest and boycott the rest of the season. It said, I can't. That was the year that our president, our past president, and about to be current president, called them motherfuckers because of what their actions were. That was when Ray Lewis said that I was not kneeling to protest the flag. I was on both knees and I was praying to God. Ray was we all forgot these things in 2017, but you know what we'll never forget, Miles? The day that the Jaguars epic run. And the epic run when we knew we had a special team was when the team and the fans came together and embodied what the Bangham is known about. This was the day that the Seattle Seahawks player got hit in the head with a fucking Gatorade bottle. And then he tried to come over to the stands and not one Jacksonville Jaguar fan moved. It was terrified. In fact, they wanted him to come into those stands. And our two heroes, a midget and a giant, both said the most epic thing. If you come into these stands, you will catch these hands. It was on this day in Black history, in Duval history, that was made. I still believe those guys are still banned, which I think is wrong. It's why we haven't been good consistently. I think they need statues right next to the Jaguar, both of those gentlemen, because they are Duval heroes. So I don't know. They just came up on my timeline. Shout out to Facebook for telling me the shit that happened in my life. But we played the Seattle Seahawks, but he got hit in the head with a Gatorade bottle. It wouldn't have hurt if he would have had a helmet on. But yeah, so what's going on? But also, you know, for those who still supporting, make sure we get make sure you support Rains High School. They're going off. They're the only team in the area representing the state championship. Would love for them to be able to get as much support in Miami as possible. They play on Saturday, I believe at 7:30 p.m. So it should be a good game. Also, for anybody listening or anybody who knows, or I'm having my 7-on-7 trial this weekend. I'm really looking. There were some things that transpired. I'm happy we're going to have another 7-on-7 organization in the area. I think they're going to be fine. They're going to be fired too. But we were supposed to be doing some stuff with the Duval Jags. That's not necessarily happening right now. They're doing their own thing. I think they're going to be super successful. If you know any 14 kids that are 14 years, anyway, anybody under 14, we're looking for 10U, 12U, and 14U players. All players technically, but we definitely need some young guys. We're having our tryout this weekend. If they can't make the tryout, then we just need them to come to the practices and let's just get them involved and get them better. So outside of that, that's about basically my intro. Been talking a lot about Luke. I'm sure we'll talk about that today. Any questions that you guys have about the situation? I have some personal updates. I also have some insights on how some of y'all are responding to shit, but we'll get into that as we move forward. If you want to dictate the chat and you want to talk about something, that's what the super chat is for. So if you want a topic to be discussed, hit us up on that super chat. Don't give us no $1.99 donation. Don't think it's gonna happen. You better come with the $10, and then we can do that. I'm trying to see if I was hoping my teammate B-Mac was gonna call. He's been doing everybody else's show, not shows, but like everything else. Anyways, on that note, what we got? Oh, Kevin Gavin is some Duval, but they can be in Tally. They can be anywhere as long as they can make the tournaments. If they want to, if they're like, I actually talked to a Noah legend, talked to Matt Fryer. I might have his youngest son on my on one of my teams. So he's going to be a senior next year, but he's supposed to be doing this thug dizzle. But yeah, so 7 for Kevin Gavin. He put where I want to have 7. It's Tally or Duval, both. BOFF. So you don't have to live in Duval, but you do have to make the tournaments and be committed if you're going to do it. And you got to be good or want to get good. So what we got, Jaden?
So we starting off today on Wednesday with the FSU news, obviously with Luke K at the quarterback position and Thomas Castellanos. And they just posted a picture of Thomas Castellanos arriving for his Knowles official visit today. So we got that. It was like 4 minutes ago. So we got that up. And then we're also going to be talking about just NIL and especially with the University of Florida football player. And is this money or kind of position getting out of hand. We talk about Jared Verse making fun of his teammate, about the Pop-Tart Bowl in Miami, talk about the Heisman finalist, and we're going to touch on some Travis Hunter topics, Cam Ward, obviously, and then we're going to talk about NIL, collective funding, amounts for certain colleges. We're going to switch to the NFL, touch up on the Monday Night Football games, also some news from this past Sunday. And we're going to get well soon, send our regards to Randy Moss as he's battling this disease that we'll talk about. And then we have our Big Games BS segment. Man, we got to talk about Steve Nash and his debacle he went through in his life. Keep your head in the game, a little basketball clip we have, and a couple other things that we going to sprinkle in there. So first things.
We got the stuff from Monday show too that we didn't get to.
Yeah.
Okay,
we got some of that stuff too, like the Masterpiece son and a couple of funny Diddy videos we got. And so first things first, we're gonna
also before anybody starts, there will be no Jay-Z slander. Were we talking about Jay-Z or anything on this show?
No, I didn't.
Okay, all right. Because listen, man, you gotta. One, I don't stop listening to R. Kelly music, so I'm not gonna stop listening to Jay-Z music. But my dog said he hit him with the Mr. Big. Get your 12 white folks to take that shit to trial, bitch. He said you gotta hit me with the criminals. Don't hit me with just the civil if I'm that bad. But all right, let's go ahead and talk about this stuff.
All right, so first things first, if you guys did not know, Florida State 5-star true freshman quarterback Luke Kromenhoek plans to entered the NCAA transfer portal. Now, was this surprising? Big game.
Yes, it was surprising. Yeah, very surprising. I happen to have a good relationship with the Kromenhoeks. I've known them since well before he committed. He trains with Denny. And Denny's one of Denny's clients in the negotiation process. Matter of fact, his commitment was broke on our channel. We put up a lot. We put up one of our first big viewed videos for us was of Luke K. And it was very interesting. And so what happens is what this is what's happening. People are predicting and throwing shit out and then hoping for it to stick. So people have been talking about Luke possibly transferring for quite some time. And his dad was like, nah, that wasn't even it. The only, should I give the real? I mean, from my, like, I'm not an insider, I'm just inside. And I can tell you guys we'll get to this. We'll see how the views go up and if we get more. But bottom line is, Luke, the real family decision happened around Monday. I think Monday is when everybody started talking about Thomas Costello, or however you say his name, coming to Florida State, and that being the quarterback that we were going to take out of the transfer portal. Once that happened, that's when all of the talk of Tuesday was Luke was entering the portal, and the way that it was described and discussed. I mean, I was disgusted. Yeah, I said disgust. Was that Luke went in and asked for a 7-figure deal. JD, you're probably the smartest in the room, or at least you're the closest. You've been in school closest. A 7-figure deal would imply how much money did somebody ask for? Minimum?
$1 million.
Okay, so 7 figures is $1 million, right?
$1 million.
That's what was reported. And that set the timeline on fire, ablaze. Everybody's like, how dare he awesome? He ain't did shit. Why would he do this? Rah. Mind you, is that the post? Or is that the recant part?
This is the post.
Okay. All right. So here's Crooked Op. FSU had been negotiating with Kromenhoek and his family in recent days. At various points, it seemed like the Kromenhoeks planning to stay. However, his camp continued to demand more money, like 7 figures, and it didn't seem likely the two sides were going to agree on that. Not a great look.
My bad.
We'll see if he does indeed follow through with portaling out. I'm assuming this was yesterday. This was yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So again, when I tell you guys this, I mean, I'm not saying like one kudos when they on point, they on point. This got a lot of people buzzing. This was considered the gospel, and I'm learning more about people when I'm learning that most Americans can't comprehend or function past the 4th grade level. So, as I joked on my show yesterday, and I joked numerous times, I don't care who you believe, man. Believe what you want to believe, guys. It's a freeing thing. It's a free country for you to believe what you want to believe. It is so beautiful and it's so cute to see my 6-year-old really believe in Jake and Jack, our elves on the shelf, that he really believes that Jake and Jack are the gospel when it comes to Santa Claus. It helps me help him behave without me having to spank him. It's amazing. That and Keon Coleman. He really believes that Keon Coleman would be angry with him if he acts like a baby. And he takes that shit. Like, he'll cry about Keon Coleman. And he believes in Santa Claus. Some people believe that if they go to church that this guy who was born in an Arabic area has blonde hair and blue eyes, and he's going to magically come and sprinkle pixie dust and forgive you for everything. I got no problem with you believe that. Believe who you want. Some people believe that the people who do the soaking, they believe that God came and talked to somebody in a dream and he wrote about aliens coming down and possessing our souls. Hey, man, that's up to you. That's between you and whatever. Believe this shit. Because what's funny is this was the gospel. You that's the only one you have of Zach's?
Yeah. There was another one.
Yeah. Mind you, a few hours later, 7 figures. That's why I said 7 figures is a milli, right? He put in there that it was 800,000. I don't know if you guys know, but there's a stark difference between 800,000 and a milli. And then right after that, he put the true common sense, which is what some of you guys in the chat are saying, is that they just did not. Maybe there was a negotiation thing that did happen, but that's not why he left. The negotiation happened. The thing is that he doesn't feel like he fits Gus' system. And that's, you know what? That's good. I mean, they have bashed the dad. This is another one of those things where it's got to be the dad. The dad is over parenting. And I'm like, man, John Kromenhoek is a businessman. He's not going in there. I tell you what he told me. Actually, I'll tell you what he told me. He's like, hell, shit, I ain't getting 7. He's like, $1 million? He's like, man, please. He's like, they paid my son $1 million. That's bad business. That's from the mouth of a guy that was in it. Now, there's people who saying that this is the John Kromenhoek media machine, quote machine, and blah, blah, blah. You mean to tell me you don't want to believe the guy who is actively involved in it, but you want to believe the guy who's the guys who are the insiders who are getting paid off of this, who basically redid their statement 3 or 4 times. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, we weren't there. None of us are there. So he said, she said, and then the BS, that is somewhere the truth is in the middle. But like, I've never known John to be like that. But here's what I do know. It sucks because people are like, they need to get that money, but I hope they can get a refund. I don't want them to get a refund. And I fucks with Luke still. Big Luke fan. Luke's grandparents are boosters. They're only boosters because Luke, they just bought Champions Club tickets. You know what I'm going to start asking? Hey, man, can I get them Champions Club tickets at Ballview? We'll talk about Gus and Sip. What my thought process in the whole thing was that, and I've told people this, I would say this in general. I have utmost hope for the direction that we're going to go with. I actually like the Gus Malzahn hire. If Thomas Castellanos is the quarterback, I'm concerned. Like, I have concerns. I want him to win and want him to be successful, but even I have concerns. And I hope my concerns are quelled when the season starts. But like, if my son was in that situation and that's who you brought in, you're bringing in a portal guy to compete for the job, and you're going to pay him accordingly. But the person who gets paid the most is the one who typically gets the edge. I'm going to make sure that I get paid, I get compensated in a manner in which I make sure I still have the proper opportunity to go out and compete. And a lot of times I think what we can learn from all of this, because we may still not get Castellanos. He's on a visit right now. Maybe we should wait like 20 to actual, like, you know, just let it play out a little bit before we just go out here and trying to make somebody a villain. That's the part where I didn't understand with all of this Luke stuff. Like, why do we care? Like, you don't have to we don't have to hate. You guys do realize we don't have to hate anybody who leaves Florida State, right? Like, if they leave, they leave. But the why, I get it, man. I get it. I'm here to wait and see. And you know. All right. Mr. Kool-Aid Maker puts up a great point. And here's why I think a lot of people like Castellanos. We all like Castellanos because of what he did to Florida State. You know where that happened before? Everett Golson. You guys remember Everett Golson? Anybody remember Everett Golson? No? Quarterback at Notre Dame? Came into Doak Campbell Stadium and beat us, basically, but it was a pick call that he wasn't able to get the 2-point conversion. He had us beat. And you know what Jimbo Fisher went and did? He went and got Everett Golson as a grad transfer. You know what Everett Golson did for us that next year? Absolutely fucking nothing. Absolutely fucking nothing. Just because somebody plays, all I'm asking a lot of people is this. I want you to give me the game or games so that I can have the same faith. I want to have that faith. Give me the games and fuck that. DJU beat us. Y'all remember that? DJU beat us, and DJU didn't come out, and it wasn't very good with DJU last year. No, DJU wasn't running Gus. No shit. He was running the guy who had a Heisman Trophy winner and beat Gus in his offense in its prime. My point in all of this is that just because they beat us, actually, just because he's 1-1 against us, doesn't mean that it's great. I just want to see the other games outside of Florida State. And you know what? He was in Gus's offense, and he didn't play at UCF when Gus had him the first time. So, yeah. Miles, the camera's off. But I think we again. I think he'll be fine. I just think Luke can run. Luke can throw, but we'll see all this other stuff. Patrick Burnham and I put, can we? I put that he's not. He only got 100. You're not going to get a lot of views this way, Pat. I love what you put though. Just spoke with Luke Kromenhoek's dad, John, who emphatically denies that his son's decision to enter the portal and leave FSU was NIL related, and he takes exception to anyone saying otherwise. Scroll down. And this is consistent. They met with FSU coaches on Sunday night, still had questions about Luke's long-term development in the new offense. I believe the decision was made because they knew if a portal QB was brought in, there would be no quarterback competition. So there's just none. No, they aren't going to pay a portal guy to not start him. We saw that this year. The family had planned not to say anything and just move forward, but were clearly frustrated about the narrative that they say is untrue being painted by a source. You never give up your sources, but sources are, again, to me, at the end of the day, is Luke's not here. Thomas is hopefully here, and I hope we bring in another quarterback. I hope we bring in more than one quarterback. But it was just wild the way that people can decide. It's business. It's wild the way we can vilify people who are in the business. Like, and again, the only way, like, I just don't understand how people even, you know what? Fuck all of that. Even if he did ask for $1 million, right? Who fuck cares? Like, does that $1 million affect you? And what was crazy is to see, like, again, and I feel bad about social media. And I've talked to one of the people. I feel bad about one of the people because I think he's a good kid. And I think he got caught up in, this is one of my friends, Big Noel. Else. You got guys defending him, man. And just go from there. How soon can the Jit from Texas be ready? He looks like he fits Gus system perfectly. Shoot, I don't. But I just, it's the same shit with Dugans. Like, I don't know why people were like, just, if you don't think Dugans is a good coach, Dugans not a good coach. Like, there's no need to add shit from sources that you don't even have all the information to. It's no problem that, again, if Luke wants to leave, just let him leave. Like, we let everybody else leave. This is how I know some of us have an issue, because he's good and we know he could be good. Where is this about Jarrell Powers? If I'm Jarrell Powers, I'm mad as fuck. Like, why y'all not making a fuss about me? And do you always find it weird that every time somebody wants to leave that's good, we always bring it down to money? It's like bad bitches saying they always get fumbled. No, if 10 men fumbled you, baby, did you get fumbled or did you get punted? I'll say this, though. Good defense, good run game, you'll win a lot of ball games. If Castellanos is able to control the turnover, that 18 touchdowns and 5 interceptions that he had when he came in spot duty in the second half during the 2023 season is fine. But, like, actually, can we look at Boston College? Look at Boston College's record. But I do know this. We brought in, remember, everybody keeps talking about Gus's offense. Y'all do know Mike's offense is an offshoot of Gus's offense, right? It's 7-5. Okay. Because I want to be wrong. I'm gonna go find some games to look at from this year. Let's look at what was that? L to Missouri. Click on the Missouri game. Let me see what his what he did against Missouri. Missouri just might have had better. What's Thomas Castellanos on that one? I can't, man. That shit's tough. Is that he threw over 200?
Yeah, it's loading. I zoomed in.
Okay. 18 for 28, 249 yards, 3 touchdowns. Or 16 for 28. Okay, so it was just over 50%. They didn't run the ball. They were spinning that bean right there. Okay. Three touchdowns and 2 interceptions. So he was just throwing that. I mean, I can't wait for us to have that when he throws the interceptions, because we act like turnovers are just the end of the world. Let's go back and look at another game, another big game. Did they play Miami this year? But they played Missouri tough. Probably those 2 interceptions would have helped if he didn't have that. They lost to Virginia.
Yeah, that's.
Click on the Virginia. Okay, he played that game against Virginia. Okay, they lost 24-14. So 22. So wait a minute. All right. That's not bad stats. Y'all are telling me that this guy is a run-first quarterback. But I just picked 2 games where he just thrown, but they flinging that bitch. Is it Uchi Wally Wally or is it one Mike? Which one is it? But these 2 interceptions isn't optimal. All right, let's go back out. Now I do know he has the ability to oh shit. I didn't even realize that. That QBR is terrible. All right. You. All right, let's go back. I just think he's not making great decisions. They won more games this year in a pro style system with O'Brien. They didn't run. I'm not even just talking about him running the ball. They didn't run the ball at all. Like it's not just him running the ball. Like, hey, let's go with that Louisville. They put up more of a competition, and O'Brien runs the ball. By the way, he doesn't run with the quarterback, but he runs the ball. And the point is, they weren't running the ball like that. They're spinning the bean. Yeah, that's pretty good right there.
No, but his QBR is only at 36.
I was looking at Louisville. My bad. I wasn't looking at him. I was looking at the wrong side.
His QBR is still 36.5.
Wow.
I think you can. Okay, so wait a minute. This is actually that doesn't help. He's a 50% completion guy. 3 touchdowns. That's pretty good. I'm actually, you know what? This is helping me a little bit more. Because obviously he'll be running the ball a little bit more. They'll cut the field in half. Which will cut the field in half. He's got the scramble ability. It'll be exciting. And they'll have to put more in the box, which will lead us to some more matchups that we may want to have. But I don't think you necessarily needed this guy to be able to do that. I think that's just the nature of the offense. That's what JT was doing. So, I mean, hey, I mean, but the funny part is everybody's saying Bill O'Brien. A pro coach threw him away, right? Cass is a baller that's been cast out twice. That's all I'm just saying. So again, just trying to be honest. But if our offensive line is better, excuse me, which Herb Hand is already working, I can see that. He's official. I got a call too, by the way, about our the reel we put out with Sheeta. Not imagine somebody knows him and they said he's weird, but he's a good guy.
Oh,
yeah, I thought you were gonna get it worse. It could have been way worse, but you did a good job. Now, what I will say is this: you found every great picture of Sheena.
Yeah, I can't go that route again.
I
feel bad about doing it.
I was sitting there like, damn. I was like, oh, oh wow, yeah.
I'm gonna have to make a little cut up and just have her talk to this time.
Nah, man, and shit, Jaden was doing the same thing. Like Jaden was finding all the good pictures. When nobody listening to the shit we said, they were just looking at Sheena's pictures. But again, it's not a knock on him. You guys don't have to cape for the guy, for Castellanos. But to just be honest with you, right now, can we find like how many he hit the portal, how many teams have been actively pursuing him? Because again, one of the things I always say is that Mike doesn't make the same mistake twice. When DJU hit the portal last year, how many teams were actively pursuing DJU? We set the market on DJU against ourselves. And I want to make sure we're not setting the market against ourselves again. And people saying that the goal, if he wins us 3 games next year, which is more than 2, that's not going to fucking do anything for anybody. The goal this year needs to be Gator Bowl or bust at minimum. In order for us to guarantee the Gator Bowl, we got to get 9 to 10 wins. So Auburn, Missouri, Florida State, Miami. My friends in Miami said that wasn't true. They weren't looking at him.
He left because he got benched. I mean,
Yeah, and then he left the program.
he left competition.
And I don't even think I think people kind of just make that too, like he left competition. I don't think he left competition. He wasn't allowed to compete. So I want to make sure like we just like Castellanos. Yeah, like I don't think he got benched. Now he did get benched. And it's probably because he didn't fit that system, but that's why he left. But this is his 3rd school. And yeah, I mean, listen, man. I hope I think he will be fine. I hope we bring in another quarterback though. I'm just like, it's tough, man. That's a hard sell. Because what's wild is in the same breath, people are like, they're saying he's the guy, right? And they're saying he did this at Boston College. And then we'll hear a retort that says we won 2 games. Anybody's better than anything. And Boston College beat us. So like, you know, I do know this. You guys will, as we said with the coach, if you're worried about what other people are saying about you in this fan base will eat you.
And his first team he ever went to was UCF.
Who coached that year? Was that Gus? Was Gus there or somebody else there?
Yeah, Gus was there that year because his first year was 2022, I believe, and Gus was still there. Yeah, he was named head coach 2021.
So Gus was there in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
And he left? Why did he leave Gus at UCF? Why would Gus push his freshman into the damn portal? Can somebody explain this to me? Like, so again, all right. So Luke was the guy, and then that Mike Norville, who's a part of Gus Malzahn's tree. So he kind of fits the system, but he doesn't fit the system or whatever. All right, so we got this right here. We push him out to bring in a guy, and the reason why people are saying we bring in a guy because he's the perfect quarterback for Gus, yet he played for Gus, and Gus pushed him out. Is that what happened? Or can somebody break this down to me from a different line? So the guy that's perfect for Gus's system got pushed out by Gus, who recruited him the first time, by a quarterback who is currently on the number 1 team in the nation. So if Gus pushed him out as a freshman and didn't think he was good enough to be developed, and then, whatever, man. It's going to work. It's going to work as long as it works inside of him. Like, let's see what he looks like.
I don't think you want to. Even the pictures don't even. You can't even crop
this picture up, man.
You can't even crop these pictures.
Which one is he?
The Maybach truck is crazy though.
That's nice. We definitely
with the missing on the back right tire, the missing the logo emblem right there on the tire.
How you do anything is how you do everything.
But it's okay.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's come on, FSU. We couldn't get a little cap on Amazon.
And that's not FSU one. That's not our Maybach. It's clearly written. It's clearly using Uber Black service.
He's barely taller than that.
His nephew. That's
His nephew.
I don't know, man.
I thought his nephew had a pack of backwoods in his hand at first. I was
that
like,
would be
whoa.
wild. That would be more apt to want him.
Look, what is that? What is that?
Yeah, I can't.
But the comments are cooking this man. It said this man is the same height as the 7-year-old. We
Yep.
are doomed.
Yeah.
FSU is cooked.
As far as
Is he on the left or the right?
as far as
He looked like my friend
recruiting, it's all
JJ.
speculation, but it's saying that Auburn's interested. It's saying teams like it's more like teams that would fit. I think it's just he has loose ties to some of these teams, such as Auburn, Georgia,
How much does he weigh?
like 194,
196.
196.
No, he do not look
Bullshit.
196.
Yeah, no way.
Because I weigh myself early. I weigh 165.
I was gonna go 160. He's in 160, 170.
That's crazy.
He's not
He's
that
not
big at all.
196.
Yeah, nah.
No Sage, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield. Well, one, Kyler Murray is the only one that's under that. Baker, I think, was at 6 foot. And Russell's right around 5'11", 6'2". The difference between all of those is they don't look petite. That dude looks. We better be bringing in the Dallas Cowboys of the '90s offensive line.
He look like a student athlete without the athlete part.
He looks like a well-behaved individual. That's a well-mannered kid.
Man.
And Gerard, like you looked at that picture, dog, and we just went through it, like, dog. I like right now we're not. If he's a no, he a no. We riding with him, right? But like right now, he ain't a no. He is not a no right now. Hey, let's be for real. We all. What was again? You guys. What was the knock on Jordan Travis? He was too fucking small. He was getting injured. And we bring in a guy that's smaller than Jay Trav.
If he's 5'9" on ESPN,
I'm 6'2".
Yeah.
If he's 5'9", I'm 6'2".
in real life, he has to be 5'7.5" without shooting.
Charles Walker, exactly. That's the type. My daughter, for example, I told Sheena, fuck the dude for the Panthers, the
Leggett?
Jabberjaw, yeah, Xavier Leggett. Can't understand what the fuck he's saying, but I love him though.
What is
I don't want him with, but he could date my daughter. This looks like a well-mannered kid. They're gonna do great. I'm sorry if you don't know what that means. I don't want nobody on my football team who could date my daughter. Now, I'll say this too. If we're saying that Bill O'Brien didn't want him, and it's because he has a pro-style system, I have a problem because I only want guys on my team that want to go pro. That is the whole purpose of going to Florida State. And what's wild is some of you motherfuckers had the nerve to fix your lips to say that the go-go offense is a gadget offense, but want and crave a gadget player. This is not those other pod. This is a logic pod. We only use logic until proven otherwise. I'm just a little nervous right now. I want him to be great. I am a little nervous. He's a little person.
So yeah, He arrived today.
He's not bigger than my son.
Yeah, he arrived for his official visit this morning. So
I hope they're going to Oleans.
this picture was taken at was posted at 9:47. So less than an hour ago. You know what I'm saying? And in Tallahassee, no wonder it's a gloomy. It looked like it's a gloomy day. A gloomy day there too. It's a gloomy day in Jacksonville. So I don't know, man.
Can we look up Salters? Like maybe some of the other quarterback, Caden Salters? Because I mean, I think
On you want to see his stats?
Yeah, I just want to see his stats.
He has one thing going for him. 6'1".
Okay,
off to a good start.
We're already off to a good start.
6'1", 200.
200. Okay,
Even better.
That means he can probably take a punch.
All right, I'm pulling up his stats right now. There we go. So this is Caden Salter out of Liberty in Virginia. Junior, 6'1", 200 pounds.
Is he a pocket passer or they call him a dual threat quarterback?
He's I would say he's dual threat. He's not scared to run the ball. 2023 season, he had 163 carries for 1,089 yards, resulting in 12 rushing touchdowns, while also throwing for 2,876 yards.
So hold on,
and
Paul.
6
So what you're
touchdowns.
telling me is that there's potentially a non-petite version of the quarterback that we want in the transfer portal that we could be going for. And everybody's telling me about how we got it. Anything's better than that. Like, are you telling me that there's an opportunity to get this kid? And he's done it. And he's got production, and he's done it over and over and over again. He went 163, 2023, 114. So his production went way down in his carries, but he had a different coach. Okay, my bad. I apologize. Production went down with a different coach, but he's not petite. He's not malnourished. Could one deduce that maybe if this was the guy, maybe somebody would fucking stay? We were talking about Liberty being in the damn college football playoff last year. Oh, man, if he has two parents, he's going to Dion. Anyways, I'm just saying, I'm not mad. I'm just saying, is there other people available? That's Liberty. Tulane's quarterback just entered the portal. Can we look up Tulane's quarterback? Ain't he a one-year rental just like the other guy? Now, what's wild is Facebook's going to be crazy because Facebook groups believe that Mike don't like black quarterbacks, even though Mike ain't had nothing but black quarterbacks the last couple go-arounds. And the white quarterbacks are the ones that are leaving. And Caden got hit. Was that puffy hair, the little nappy fro that all the black kids wearing now? Did he have that? It's like we just saw a bigger. It's like, okay, maybe this other guy is smaller than him, right?
Are you talking about Darian?
Tulane quarterback.
Darian Mensah?
Yeah, let's see Mensah.
All right.
Isn't Mensah? Oh, never mind. I don't even want to know. Saw these names. Is Mensah one of them them Espanolo names too? He's got hair. Okay. Oh shit. This is fucking hilarious. This is literally it. Okay, so this is okay. Like, give me the 6'3", 6'1", 5'9" versions of the same guy. Or maybe, I don't know. Does he run? Is he 65% of his completions is better than 50? Okay, he don't run enough, so he might not fit here. He won't fit here. Let's go to let's look up the kid from Washington State. Even though I know he's not coming here, he's probably Washington State kid is going to Oklahoma.
That's a freshman, though. I wouldn't say his numbers are completely terrible. He has way more upside. Obviously.
Wait a minute, that was a freshman?
Yeah, the Mensa's
go back.
Mensa's a freshman.
I thought, my bad. Shit, give me the Menzies.
Yeah, let me share it again. Yeah, he's only a freshman.
Oh, my bad. And he's not a 1-year rental. Dios míos, shit. This boy was drinking. This is a kid who has not been drinking nut juice. That's whole milk. If you 6'3", 200, that's a. Look, this is screwed over. 22 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. That's a pretty good ratio. You get this kid, you can actually develop him. You know he been eating good because he in New Orleans with Tulane. He's not just a 1-year rental. I hope you do drink a lot of.
Yeah, what do you mean by that, Avon lady? What do you mean by that?
Nut milk is good for women. It's just not for women's. We don't want no man drinking almond's milk. Yeah. Do we know what Mensa definitely cartel related. If we're Florida, so the family can get into the market. He went to New Orleans, set up shop from the I-10 corridor is where you get a lot of people jammed up.
So uncultured. The surname Mensa is of West African origin.
No way. Go scroll up. Let me see this kid again.
Oh wow.
There's no way this kid is West African.
That's like the rapper Vic Mensa.
It's spelled differently, but yeah, it's the same
pronunciation. My bad.
The same.
He just might be light skinned. And Africans be liking the white women's. It's like man, I went to an African wedding, dog. Do you know where they put the black people?
In the back?
In the back. You know what white people were in the African wedding? In the front. It's like an honor. Like it's just like boom.
Wowzers. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that one.
Devin Dampier, that's look up Devin Dampier. Just I mean, again, you got to have relationships and you got to hit the portal and you got to do all these different things. All I'm saying is just maybe could this be a potential reason why the Jet didn't want to be around? He doesn't know the direction. Oh, that's New Mexico cat. Nah, I don't like that. I didn't realize he was 12 for 12. But this motherfucker, you talk about a do-it-yourself player. This motherfucker was doing everything by himself at New Mexico. So
nope. 5'10", nope.
Nah, I didn't realize he was that. I thought he was bigger than that, dog.
If you 5'10",
wait a minute, hold up. We just look at his picture. Look at his face. His face is a lot more fuller. He's an inch taller and only a few pounds bigger. And I'm supposed to believe that great value Kyler Murray is 5'9", 191 pounds.
Yes, that's what they want you to believe.
That's what the man wants you to believe.
That's the
don't believe in the man.
It's the media bias.
What gear is he's? But again, you know what? You know why I would take a gamble on him? What class is he?
He's a sophomore.
That means he could be a bridge guy for 2 years, man. If he comes in, balls out, bounce. But here's the truth. And this is what I was talking to one of my friends. But I grew up with BJ Daniels. Florida State fans should know who BJ Daniels is. BJ Daniels came in from South Florida, beat us. Now, that's the narrative. They make it seem like BJ was 21 for 30, 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. It's a very ugly game that South Florida won. And when Jimbo first took over, right? BJ is 5'10", or well, he still is because he's still alive. Went to the NFL. Got a couple. I think he got 2 Super Bowls. Played in 2 Super Bowls. Got 1 Super Bowl ring
with the Seahawks.
Seahawks, yep.
I remember meeting him or seeing him one time because Cliff Averill used to do football camps.
Yep.
And I went to one and I saw him before.
So BJ's dad, Mr. Daniels, taught me basketball. And my sister, everybody at Bethel Missionary Baptist Church in Tallahassee, Florida. He was the hoops guy. BJ was a hooper when I met him. BJ played football when he got to high school at Lincoln High School. BJ realized that I can hoop for fun, but I don't have any NBA aspirations. You know why BJ didn't have any NBA aspirations? Because BJ was fucking 5'10". BJ was doing the tournament, boom, boom, hooping at JIS, Jacksonville Indoor Sports. Came down there. That's where my place where I was working at Titus. I was sitting there. We're having a conversation. Me, him, and Mr. And his pops. We're talking. He's like, hey, man, what do you think? Florida State will recruit me, but they want me to play wide receiver or DB. But I'm a quarterback. I said, hey, man, what is your goal? If your goal is to go to the NFL, your ass better learn how to run a fucking dig route, a slant, and a 9. But if you just want to play and be a really good quarterback, you need to go. You can go wherever you want to go. But if you want to go to the NFL, son, you're 5'10". You're going to learn. They're going to shift you to wide receiver. He went to South Florida, right? Went to South Florida. You know how many snaps at quarterback that motherfucker took in the NFL? You know what he ended up being in the NFL? A wide receiver and a fucking specialist. Like they don't like if I told him you don't go to Florida State if you don't want to go to the NFL. That's just like me. People don't realize, don't let the thickness fool you now, man. I was svelte when I was coming up. All I did was hoop. All I did was hoop when I was coming up. I've been the same height since 6th grade. I have been grabbing the basketball rim since I was in the 4th grade. I started dunking in the 7th. I thought my mom actually got mad and wanted to spank me when she found out I went out on the football field until she found out I was bullied into playing football. But I went out to JV basketball practices at Florida High the first day, tryouts. And I played forward coming up. I saw 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", and they all were playing forward, the position that I wanted to play. You know what I realized on that cold day at Florida High on FSU's campus? James Coleman is not going to be a basketball player at this height unless I got handles. And even then, they're not putting guys like me there. That guy that the reason why, I'm not saying he won't be good, but the reason why he's getting questions is because he's petite and small built. If he was Kyler Murray, we would not be having these questions because you know what? Didn't Kyler Murray transfer too? But that's why. I mean, just guys, this is we just discussing logic. This is no hatred. We want them to be successful, but I'm just saying, guys, when you just write it down on a sheet of paper, you don't even got to listen to me. Write down all of the things on a sheet of paper. Yep. So write it down on a sheet of paper and then submit it to somebody and just say, would you like, hey, and you'll be like, you know what? I see why questions are had.
Yeah, he transferred from Texas A&M to Oklahoma. His number jump is crazy. Yeah.
But you know, like I said, I hope if he comes, I'll check out the spring game. I'm going to look at all of this stuff. I'm going to be like, yo, okay, we out here spinning that bitch. But I know right now I got to see the way the offensive line and how everything else kind of comes through. I know Mike got a lot of pressure on him. Mike got to win now. So, but eventually we got to be. But the one thing I will say is this: everybody's worried about Luke. If this is the direction we're going, it makes me feel even better about Trevor Jackson. Somebody put his Bryce Young size. Bryce is an inch taller, and Bryce is a pocket quarterback. he that can run. And you guys just told me that's why Bill O'Brien left him, because he wasn't doing his system. But anyways, my bad. This is the thing I sent you. Okay, all right, so blow this up. So Cam Davis goes out there, defends his friend. against my boy who was clearly trolling. Cam, he was trolling. He didn't mean nothing by it. You got to stop responding to Big No. Big No, you just play right into what Big No wants to do. But then this dude, Trevor, I didn't blow it up, but I can assume what Trevor is. Cam Davis is out of line. We're the same, because Cam said, fake fans, there with us when you want to and not there, blah, 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 yakety schmackety. And he was just saying how he felt going through it. So what do our fans do? They come out there and the Facebook is wild. Y'all think Twitter's wild. Facebook is way wilder because that's where the old people are. Ant Smith less posting, more ball carrying butterfingers. Going back and forth. I'm like, yo, damn, it's fucked up. Hey, bro. Y'all did some people are doing this, but here's where we go. Go back to the actual original poster. I need y'all to realize this. And this is coming from a place of love, right? This is me, James Coleman, telling you this because I love you. He put Cam Davis was out of line. We're the same fake fans that fill an 80,000-seat stadium. You didn't fill it. And support the same guys on the team that's 2-10. Athletes are so quick to forget who really pays their salary. First and foremost, y'all stop that fucking narrative. Y'all ain't paying shit but the university. I want y'all to realize that. Not one fucking dollar that you get, that you pay for them goddamn tickets. Now, you may be paying volleyball salary, but you damn sure ain't playing football. Because here's the crazy part. NIL don't come from out of that money. NIL comes from the Battles In. And if you believe, please donate to the Battles In. It helps. But there are donors at the Battles In that they really care about. And it's not the $50 donor. I'm here to tell you that. The $50 a month donor. It's not you. Thank you for your service, but you're not. But it's really that. That's it. It's not that. You're not that guy. Most of our scholarships are endowed anyway, especially Cam Davis. If you don't know what an endowed scholarship means, that means a specific person wrote a check for Cam Davis' scholarship, all of it, annually. And I bet it wasn't you, because that person probably ain't on social media talking about that. So, man, I got news for you, brother. I appreciate you. I think you should do it. I think everybody should donate, and that gives you a reason to talk shit if you're a booster or Battles In. But I got news for you guys. If your name is not on the fucking building, your opinion doesn't fucking matter. And I hate to say that to you, but that's just the way. That's the reality, man. That is the reality of the situation, man. Mr. Kool-Aid Maker puts, viewership pays the bills, but those deals are written in 10 years increments. They know that you guys are short of memory. So all of a sudden, if you could stop watching every FSU game today, like I encourage, this is what I said to people about the boycotts. I'll show the NFL for taking a knee on our flag. We won't watch it. I said, doesn't matter. Don't watch it. Contract's already signed, baby. Doesn't fucking matter if you watch it or not. We got a 10-year deal. It's not up to us to get the advertising dollars. It's up to the network to get the advertising dollars. So take that shit up with ESPN. The ESPN owes the ACC X amount of dollars, and that does not pay the athletes yet. This year it will pay the athletes with House, but that doesn't help pay us. It's literally people. And if your name is not Moore, your last name is not Moore, I got news for you. This is me telling you the truth. You can go argue it with the paint on the wall. If your last name ain't Moore and you're not related to Devo, it don't matter, dog. It don't matter. Tupac cares if don't nobody else care. Always remember that shit. But you're wrong. And the stadium wasn't filled. You know how I know the stadium wasn't filled? Kept buying fucking tickets to try to fill it with kids because the seats wasn't there. And because the stadium's never been filled is why they're building the touchdown, why they built the Champions Club, why they built the new things that you guys complain about, because people with actually money don't go on social media and say, I pay your bills, because they know how capitalism and how things work. They just buy the fucking tickets. If we were more like Nebraska, we would be in a situation where you wouldn't have some of these shits happening. That's all I'm saying, man. That's why I don't go and cry. I'll give my opinion. I ask how I can help. I'm going to write my little booster check, knowing that it ain't got shit to do with nothing, so I can get my good seats. And I'm going to eat I'm going to Champions Club. I'm going to eat some chicken tenders and that pizza. They got some good ass hot dogs. Excuse me, they got sausages there. They got them Italian sausages that's good. They got the prime rib with a little bit of radish sauce. I'm gonna get that, and I'm gonna sit my ass down. I'm gonna watch the game, and then I'm gonna say, how do we not have the bad recruiting, and how do we not do this again? That's the way you get things fixed. But I can tell you this much: every time you say that shit feel good when you push send with your thumbs, but it doesn't hit. It does not hit. It's like when people tell police officers, I pay your salary. You know what? Maybe your taxes do pay a piece of my salary, but it does not. But it doesn't matter. You're still going to jail.
The trickling effect that it would take for
like
to make it to the contract would take. I mean,
the amount of actual. One thing we learned about Americans.
You cannot mobilize that.
You don't listen to shit. They told us to sit down for just 2 weeks. They said 2 weeks. Just give us 2 weeks to let us figure this shit out. You can't tell me what to do. You can't make me spend time with my family. Hey, man, you tell somebody, hey, man, you know what, man? Fuck this shit. We don't like the direction. Again, this is why the reason why I make the joke, and I hope Mike and them know that it's a specific reason why I say this, because I know we won't do it. Everybody's like, we got to buy Mike out. This is the worst season we've ever had. I say, you know why you can get it? 65,000 people pledge, not give, just pledge. Say you're going to do it. You don't even have to do it. Just say you're going to do it. Pledge $1,000 over 4 years. That's $250 annually divided by 12. I don't know what that is. It's something like, it's less than $25 a month, I think, if I'm doing right. Yes, less than $25 a month. You can pledge that shit. And then you know what they're going to do? They'll do whatever the fuck you want to do. But you won't. And it would take more than that to mobilize for us to actually feel the TV dollars go away.
Yeah, and then it would take.
It would take years. Yeah. It would take years of you committing to the same thing. I don't hate anything enough. I've heard so many bad things about Starbucks over my life. And you know what I love? I love Starbucks. Anyways, man, let's get to the other shit. My bad. We gone too long with it. Bottom line is Luke doing what Luke do. I hope Luke is successful as long as his interests don't interfere with my interests. Cannot wait to interview him at the combine. And stop listening to everything that you hear on the internet. Even me. We all get it wrong sometimes. But goddamn, stop being so hormonal and emotional. Now, this is some shit that I hope is true. I don't believe it's true. It's been all on my coach's group chats. One of my friends who is a Florida person said it's true. And he's a Jacksonville kid. Went to Bulls.
Oh, Jack. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys did not know, this is a University of Florida defensive edge player, Jack Pyburn. And he wanted some, quote, guarantees, according to a Florida Gators insider. And these include $45K per month.
I'm okay with that.
Guaranteed starting position at outside linebacker.
If you're getting $45K, you damn sure it better be. I'm okay with this.
Guaranteed to play on third downs.
Why are we? Do you suck on? Are you a 2-down linebacker? Then that's not good.
And the last one is kind of an umbrella statement, but more snaps in the rotation.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, that doesn't make any. Those don't add up. The math ain't math.
Why are you asking for $45,000 a month and more snaps? That should be like what's understood ain't got to be explained, right? Get him out. Get him out of here. Can we say the quiet things out loud right now? And you a white boy on defense? Get out of here.
That's over $500,000 a year.
And you have to ask for the other shit?
Yeah.
Man, that means you stink. That means you stink right now. Get the fuck out of here.
If you get half of that,
there's no way there's no way that somebody fixed their thumbs to poke, because ain't nobody typing on laptops and shit no more. There's no way anybody fixed to say that shit.
That's crazy.
That's wild. I need to make $45,000 a month and I'm not a starter. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now. All right, I'm pulling it up. Let's see.
Only way you can get that is if you come in with a fofo and put it in somebody's head and say, "Give me 45,000."
So this past season,
Jacqueline.
He doesn't really have a linebacker head. Maybe that's an outlaw.
Oh my God. Oh, okay. My bad. I was looking at this wrong. Okay. He had a pretty good year. 60 tackles, 20 solo. We need that flipped. You had 1 sack. That doesn't equate to man, bro. Let me be honest with you, dog.
Yeah. It ain't no way.
If you think you're that good, you should go ahead and challenge yourself and go to the NFL. But listen, man, everybody has the right to ask for whatever they want. I have the right to say, fuck you. Florida fans that are listening, we got MFTK hats in blue and orange, man. All I'm saying is MFTK. Actually, no, I think he's worth $45,000 a month. I personally believe you guys should pay him that kind of money. He deserves that. He has earned that money. You guys are not honoring the people that you brought in, and that's not right. Who raised you? Oh, I don't normally answer those on X, Jared B24. But if you hit me up and slide them, hit my DMs or at me at Big Game James _36, I'll make sure you're able to get what you need to get. If you're in Jacksonville, I would love to meet you and give you the cap. I normally don't answer those, but you got to come on. I need you to get on YouTube so I can get better points. But like, holy shit, Kyle's, I got the Garden and Gold. I got plenty of Garden and Gold caps, baby. You just gotta hit it up. Got to ask me for one. But I don't know where this guy pulled this from his ass.
Is there a cap to this NIL per school?
No.
So why?
It's so Cromartie brought up a really good point. I know we're not talking about this shit, but like we've got collectives of confused with NIL. Collectives are manipulating the situation for NIL. Name, image, and likeness is advertising. There's no cap on how much money I can make advertising.
Okay, so is there a cap on the collective?
There's no cap because it's all advertising. Now, the new law house with the house, there will be basically a salary cap, a percentage of money that has to get paid to players. That does not get rid of NIL.
Well, now that puts his number into a little bit more perspective. Why aren't we seeing baseball numbers yet? Like before the laws come in, why aren't we rushing to get what you want if you really love your team?
Nobody gives a fuck until brown people started getting paid. What people don't realize is baseball has had this in place since forever. Baseball players have advisors. They can't have an agent. The minute you sign an agent, it means you're pro. Before, but they have advisors. Advisors go and take them to, like, they talk to different professional teams and you get drafted. When you get drafted, you have somebody help negotiate that on your behalf. And if you don't like it, you go to college. Have you ever heard somebody say that 17-year-old, 18-year-old should not be getting paid millions of dollars that got drafted in the first round of baseball?
That's what I'm saying.
Nobody has ever bitched about that because you know what baseball is full of? A bunch of kids from 2-parent homes and middle-class families that they are used to seeing this shit. The truth be, that's why I'm just like, everybody's like, this has got to stop. It's getting out of hand. No, it's not. It's been the same shit forever.
Look at Soto.
What about the education? Bitch, go, you can get the Florida prepaids there. Like, it doesn't change. I can still go get my education, dog. But
why am I not seeing more money then, though? Like, people aren't as rich as they think in football, or are saying, if I'm not seeing these type of numbers like
what's crazy
in the
is
MLB.
Why? Because a lot of these numbers is fabricated.
Yeah.
And then a lot of this shit is just wild. I just don't want to believe that Jack went to Bowles. Bowles is one of the highest prestigious schools you can go to, very educated people. That's some dumbass statement right there. So I don't want to believe that. I don't want to believe that Jack did that. Mensa committed to Duke. Man, shit, the Cameron crazies got him. Oh, cross that off the list.
Dang. Anyways, switching to the Heisman race and more importantly, Travis Hunter. So the 2024 Heisman finalists were announced.
Okay.
So a lot of people were not surprised since these 4 have kind of been on the.
Whoa. I would have thought Shadur would have been in there, but kudos to Cam. Shout out to Cam.
Mhm.
But go ahead, my bad.
No. We have Dylan Gabriel, Travis Hunter, Ashton Genty, and Cam Ward. Obviously, Travis Hunter is the runaway favorite right now, and I think Genty might be second, and then Gabriel, and then Cam Ward. If you were to place a bet on the Heisman odds, but just to read off the stats of Gabriel, 3,558 total yards. Excuse me, and 28 passing touchdowns. Travis Hunter with Colorado, 1,152 receiving yards, 4 interceptions, and he has around 12 touchdowns or so.
Keep talking.
And then we got Ashton Genty with 2,497 rushing yards and 29 rushing touchdowns. And then you have Cam Ward with 4,123 passing yards and 36 passing touchdowns. So who do you think who do y'all think should get the Heisman? Do y'all agree with Travis, the Ashton route? Or are you gonna be like Luke with Miami supporting Cam Ward? Let us know in the chat. Or even Dylan Gabriel.
I would like to see Ashton win it. But
I like Ashton. I'm Ashton all day.
You know how I feel. It's just whatever's going to keep the machine going.
They're going to give it to Travis Hunter, but I want Ashton Genty.
Yeah.
That's me being biased as a running back. We got to talk back about Florida State, though, because when I get a professional, a guy that I admire as a teammate and that I want to emulate, I want to be so good at my job that I could go to Las Vegas and order the $1,000 steak for the table. Even though I know he was going to try to. Do you know what rich people do? Rich people just order whatever kind of food they want, and then they all just split the bill with no hesitation. I learned that very quickly by eating with BMAC multiple nights, and I know that I need to make sure my budget is higher when I go eat with my teammate Brian McFadden, because he has 2 Super Bowls and played a lot of years in the NFL. You know what James Coleman did not? I don't have none of that. I barely got a college degree. But what's going on, brother?
Man, what's up with you, man? I don't recall no $1,000 steak. I don't know if I was there. That must be somebody else.
Nah, you was looking at it, and I was literally I said, this motherfucker ordered that steak. I'm coming clear across this table. You was looking because they kept, remember that restaurant, it was the shots, but you don't drink. So I knew I was safe with that. I didn't have to worry about the Louis XIII and then playing New York. They turning off all the lights, but they did something with this. They had the steak in the briefcase or whatever.
Yep.
And about 5 tables ordered it, and each time you asked the question about it, and then everybody else kept ordering. I'm like, man, this dude orders this steak, I'm gonna be so mad. But anytime I get an opportunity to get a Seminole legend. I had Sheena on my show on Monday talking about, because she knew some of the guys from the Panthers, and she ran track at FSU for those who don't know. But Brian McFadden was a starter at FSU. Did you never? What, in your 2 years, your last 2 years, you didn't have a touchdown scored on you? Was that the state? It was something crazy, some crazy stat you had.
Yeah, like 4 years, I only gave up 1 touchdown.
Yeah, so he knows about DBs and stuff. That's pretty good. But just wanted to get your pick. A lot of stuff has been happening with the university, with the alma mater. I saw you in the spaces the other day, and I just thought it would be really, really cool just to get your opinion about some of the different things, and about the last season in Mike Norvell and what was going on.
Well, of course, last season was a disappointing season in all areas in terms of the football program. Unexpected in terms of how disappointing it was. And it was surprising. I think every Florida State fan was thinking the same thing. How did this happen? And how did it happen so fast? But you live and you learn. I think it was a humbling experience for everyone who's tied to the program. And now you got to get right back to the drawing board, because, not winning ball games at Florida State is something that
I think that's
won't be tolerated. The standard is the standard because of great players that played there well before, myself and you, James, the tradition, the prestige that has been laid down for Florida State. So it was probably the most disappointing year I've ever seen with Florida State. And now it's about getting back. You can't expect to continue to have these type of letdowns and still remain a prominent program. So, I can tell you this much, yes, the season was definitely disappointing, but seeing what we were able to do over a week ago during the early signing day period was very, very encouraging.
A lot of change-ups with the staff, with coaching. Saw a legend and Ron Dugans be let go. Saw Odell shift from still a coach, but shift to a different capacity. What are your thoughts on the defense, the defensive coaches and the hires that are there? And also, what is your opinion on the 3-3-5 defense?
Well, anytime you have a disappointing year like we endured, there's going to be shakeups. There's going to be changes made, primarily to the coaching staff. And unfortunately, some good individuals were let go, good individuals on and off the football field. But that's just the nature of the business that you're in terms of sports and being a part of, a team. If you're not winning ball games, someone is going to be looked upon to try to make changes. And we saw that. Now, in terms of the new hires, I'm excited to see exactly how it plays out. I know the 3-3-5, and I know you wanted to ask me about the 3-3-5. I'm not really high on the 3-3-5, and my personal reasons is because if you don't have the right personnel for a 3-3-5, it's going to be very, very difficult, in my opinion. You know what I mean? And what I mean when I say that in terms of in terms of personnel, when I played in Pittsburgh, we always played a 3-4 system, right? So we had 3 down linemen. And the thing about our system and why we were so successful in that 3-4 was because we had personnel, we had the right personnel to be able to be dominant. We had an anchor at the nose guard in Casey Hampton, a guy who can be a 2-gap player or a disruptor at any given time. We had 2 DNs who were outstanding in terms of athleticism, but they were big bodies. You talk about guys who were 6'5", 6'6", who were 315, 320, but they moved like little guys. And then we had 2 outside rushers who would normally be a 4-3 defensive end, but they were the stand-up guys. So you talk about ranging anywhere between 6'3", 6'4", 250, 260. And then, of course, you had that one outlier in James Harrison who was around 6'2", but he was 260, 265, and he was strong as an ox. And then 2 inside backers who can flow sideline to sideline, lateral movement, and they were heat-seeking missiles. So our personnel fit our scheme and what we did. In college football, James, you know this, if you're running a 3-man line, now it's hard to find stout players in this age of college football that can be a 2-gap guy or a guy that can be a dominant, penetrator. You know what I mean? So there lies my questions about the 3-3-5, but I'm only speaking from outside looking in. You know what I mean? I don't know exactly how it's going to work. And I can tell you this much. I know they ran the 3-3-5 in Nebraska, and they were fairly successful. You know what I mean? And you look at playing in the Big Ten, you're playing against a lot of offenses that do what? Run the football down the hill. Nebraska held their own. Now, I think the most intriguing thing for us is how long will it take to get the personnel in place for this 3-3-5 to be successful and consistent? That's something that we're watching. It's to be determined. But, we got to see how it all play out. But I can tell you this much. I'm a big fan of Terrence Knighton. I was a big fan of him while he was playing the game. And he's done a really good job in coaching. So having him a part of our defense, it really should be impactful because our D-line has to be one of the more dominant units on our defense for our defense to be successful.
Yeah, I like Pot Roast. He left Jacksonville before I started covering the Jaguars, but when I first moved over here, he was on those teams and I was running the ripping a little bit more. So I was outside back then. And so we would run into each other. Good dude. So still on the Mike train? Mike got us still, or we got some hesitations, we got some questions, or we just, because I know at the end of the day, there's only one thing that we have to be loyal to, and that's the logo.
Repeat that again, James.
I was saying we still good on Mike. I'm still good on Mike. I'm just saying we still good. We still all in on Mike.
Yeah, no question. I'm all in on Mike Norvell. I think he understands this is a do or die year, in my opinion, because of the standard. When you have Florida State, having a 2-loss season is going to open a lot of people's eyes. And now, people are going to really pay more attention. So I think Coach Norvell understands that, and that's why he had to make the necessary changes that he's made. And I'm excited to see exactly what we will look like this season. And I know some people are saying, well, dang, our first game is against Alabama. I want that, because we're going to get a chance to see exactly what we have out the gate. Either it's going to be a different year, a more competitive year, or it's going to be some of the same sorrows that we just witnessed in 2024. So to your point, I'm right there with you, James. I'm still all in on Mike. This is a guy who I believe can coach. You don't just have 2 double-digit winning seasons by accident.
Right.
You know what I mean? That doesn't just happen just because, you hit the number the right way. No, you coach, and you get guys to believe, and you get guys to buy into your system. So let's get back to that level.
Gotcha. So, all right. So we've been having, for most of the show today, was talking about the Luke situation. And I don't want to, not necessarily the Luke situation, but the quarterback situation moving forward. Don't want to get back and forth with that. Have you give an opinion on that? What is your thoughts on what's the boy's name? How you say?
Thomas
I've been saying
Castellanos.
Thomas Castellanos from BC, or do you have one?
Now this is my personal thoughts.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a bad. Before you get, he's not. This is not saying that B-Mac's not saying he's the worst quarterback or he's going to win the Heisman. This is just a surface level thought. That's all we're giving right now. All right, just wanted to.
Yeah. So this is my personal thought about Castellanos Thomas. I'm not a big fan, and the reason why I'm not a big fan is because he's had some good flashes while at BC, but he's not a natural thrower of the football. And if you're just going with the athleticism and just the running round part, that's the best thing that he does. Now, he has become a better quarterback, but for us in Florida State, knowing how big of a year this will be, I would prefer to go with a guy who potentially has an NFL career. And I'm not saying that he will not have an NFL career. I'm not saying that because who am I to say what a player could do or not do moving forward after college ball? That's not what I'm trying to say. But I'm saying right now, James, I don't think he's an NFL prospect right now. Right?
Right.
And one thing I know about college football, and I said this yesterday on the Spaces on X, if you have an NFL prospect at the quarterback position, I'm not saying he has to be a day 1, day 2, day 3 type guy. But if he's an NFL prospect, you're probably going to win ball games.
Mm-hmm.
You're probably going to win ball games. And that's the thing about college football. If you have a great coach, good quarterback, you're going to win ball games in college football, regardless of whatever else is surrounding you. If you have a great quarterback and a good coach, you're going to win ball games. And when you look at Thomas, right now, he's not an NFL prospect. Secondly, what went wrong at Boston College where he lost his job? What went wrong? What went wrong? Because he started off playing pretty good. Heck, he came down to Florida State.
Whooped our
Had a
ass.
team that beat us. Right? But what went wrong? And you got replaced by a guy who was, just a guy. So something went wrong. And then for us at Florida State, we're basically, and this is just my opinion because I look at Florida State in a different set of lenses, similar to you, James. You're telling me Florida State, we're taking a quarterback who's not good enough to start at Boston College, and we're bringing him to start for us. We're Florida State. We're Florida State. Florida State, we're Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan, USC, Miami, Florida, Tennessee. We're all in the same neighborhood in terms of relevance, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for me, those are my questions and my concerns. Now, I'm not saying if he comes, it won't work out. I'm not saying if he comes, he won't play well and he won't lead us to wins and get us back right. I'm not saying that. I'm just giving you my concerns and my questions, because regardless of who we bring in, we will have questions and concerns. Heck, we had some of the same concerns last year when we brought in DJU, right?
Yep. Hell, people had those concerns when they brought in of why Jordan Travis should be the guy. I had my concerns about Mackenzie Milton only having one leg. Sometimes we're right, sometimes we're wrong. Again, at the end of the day, we're still no's. So I got no choice.
I would prefer is Salters from Liberty. You know what I mean? Because he's a natural thrower to football. He has the mobility that I think is needed for a Gus Malzahn-like system, and he has elevated the talent that has been around him, which hasn't been a lot while he's been at Liberty, and he's won ball games
with two different coaches.
That's the thing. Think about that, James. If you're a quarterback and your coach leaves and you still give numbers and you win, you're a guy. You know how to get it done with not a lot around you. He did more with less. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be my guy, but that's just my assessment on Thomas. Like I said, I'm just giving you my opinion. I ain't saying that it won't work out. I'm not saying that I don't want him to come to Florida State. I'm not saying nothing like that. You got to listen to me. I'm just saying, those are my concerns.
Fair enough, man. I appreciate you taking some time out with me, champ.
Oh, anytime.
All right, man. If nothing else, I'll see you in February at a cheaper restaurant.
$1,000 steak.
Oh, who you think will win the Heisman?
Travis Hunter going to win it. I think Travis Hunter's going to win it. I think Travis, with the pub that is following him, I think it's his award to lose. Now, anything can happen. Ashton Genty probably would be a close second, but I think it's Travis Hunter's award.
All right, fair enough. All right, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, man. I love B-Mac. He's so awesome, man. So humble. Somebody put in there, Nick, first and foremost, cuz, hey, who wants to know? But now I grew up in Rock Brook, brother. I was in Frontier States. I lived there 1 year, my senior year. But I grew up in Rock Brook. Somebody asked where I was from, who your people is. Shoot. Oh, Greg. Dog. Oh, we outside when I'm in New Orleans, dog. You better be. Shout out to my dude Anthony Gregory for his Now, one good thing that came out of Florida State losing to UF is him getting engaged. He he's just, so like, I hope he got his girl gonna give him a hall pass for a week.
He's trying to get him caught up.
Nah, he a grown ass man. We hung out when we played in New Orleans for LSU. He made sure I was good, and we went around and we did stuff. We was out there on Bourbon Street, having a great time. But we outside, so I need to make sure he knew that. All right, let's go to the other stuff.
Yeah. So talking about NILs and collectives earlier, I just wanted to share these facts with you about the total NIL collective funding per NCAA, and these are some estimates of that with the different schools. So blowing this up. So we have Texas leading the pack with 22.2 million.
That's a lot.
Ohio State 20.2 million.
Wow.
LSU with 20.1.
Wowzers.
Georgia, Texas A&M, Michigan, Alabama, Florida, and Clemson.
So what it looks like is you got one, Texas, Ohio State, Georgia, and Clemson are the only ones who are getting the bang for their buck right now. And Clemson just barely got the bang for their buck. The way Dabo talks about it, that Christ was giving them the money to go to the college football playoff. I didn't know they were spending money on players at all. But kudos to that. I hope we spending. I saw somewhere where it says we're spending like 10, which I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, I'm not too sure how that if that 10 million is accurate, but I got these two videos I wanted to show you just about Travis Hunter and that little debacle with his girl that he had on the sideline. Are you a Godfrey fan?
I love Godfrey. Godfrey be spitting facts and stuff. And And I think we need more of this right here. We need the OG. We need the YNs listening to the OGs. And because we all been there before, man. But I tell kids this all the time. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, and you're not going to listen to me. I was like, you know how I know you're not going to listen to me? Because somebody told me this exact same thing, and I didn't listen to them. But it's my duty to tell you that to do this. So, but it's also Travis's job to defend his old lady. And I have this in my mind. I don't like blackface, right? I think blackface is racist. I think it's one of the most diabolical things that people have ever done. They do not highlight the good characteristics of African Americans. But if you draw or dress like Marvin Harrison Jr. or Travis Hunter, it's not blackface. That's emulation. And I don't think we can call, I think we have to put distinguishers out there because they have some attributes that are very, 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 very stereotypical. Now, you know, I want to hear Godfrey's, but you know who has an opinion on this, right? Is the great doctor Umar Johnson. But let's listen to what Godfrey has to say what the OG has to say to the YM.
This message goes out to Travis Hunter. Listen, Travis, I just want you to be careful, man. I said it. Be careful. Congratulations on your engagement, but man, you might have to disengage because something about this woman, man. The way she was talking she was talking like she was really that chick. Listen, you love who you love. Facts. Okay, I got that. That's all logical, but something ain't right. I just watched that dumb video of you guys in those matching pajamas that bugged me. And she was like dogging you, going, yeah, he wasn't my type. I was like, he wasn't my type.
It wasn't my type.
And then we went to this party and then we fell in love.
Oh,
I think personally, I don't know when y'all dated, was it high school? I don't give a fuck. But when she found out your stats, bro, that's when I think she was like, oh, I love him. I don't know what she is. She's like Indian looking, Latino looking with a sprinkle of Ebonics. I don't fucking know what she is. But one thing I do know, you need to watch your ass, bro. I'm so serious, man. I just something ain't right. And I'm sure people agree with me right now. They're agreeing with me. Don't get suckered into this shit, bro. You better sign all kinds of fucking papers, man. All right? You better have an ironclad fucking contract because something ain't right. I didn't like that video. He wasn't my type. Remember, you wasn't my type. But when you're successful, everybody's fucking type. You know what I mean? All of a sudden, they find out your potential. Now you everybody's type. Be careful with that shit, bro. I'm just saying. I hope Coach Dion is helping him out. Like, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. You know, I can't tell you what to do. You just gotta have confidence in what you're doing, and I bless you, bless God, and just be careful with the bullshit.
Because we can go ahead and stop because he's talking about Dion. One of his impersonations are amazing. There's no knock on Dion, but Dion was out there on Pivot giving relationship about how to keep a woman and then lost his woman, and like Dion been divorced like twice.
Man, it's a scary world.
Dion had the hoe of all hoes, Brittany Renner, come and talk to these boys. Man, it's undefeated, untied pussy. Like it's just like it's somebody gonna get you. But again, we don't listen to these young dudes. Like it actually, there's one chick that I've never heard a female say, "I want to grow up to be like this woman." And I tell people all the time that this is the perfect sports wife. It's fucking Savannah James, man.
Oh, okay.
Like, no,
I don't even know.
Too many women want to be that Superhead.
Super.
Yeah,
I don't even know, bro. That nickname is just
way before your time, brother. She was so good.
What's her name?
Corinne Stephens. And nickname, just type in Superhead. Like Superhead made was it Lexington Steel Shutter? And he was like one of the most notable porn stars at the time. Like
okay.
Like, all right. So people say they call it. There's all kinds of nicknames for the male piece. Call it a snake. She looked like a snake, dog. With that, she grabbed it and she cocked her head back and she spit and then she went. Ah! I was like, yo, that looked like a cobra strike. side note, he's right about a lot of different things in this. And I understand where Mr. Marcus, I apologize. You're right. Appreciate it. I want to make sure we give the right actor their props.
He corrected you.
Yeah, he corrected me. Yeah, make sure I don't want him to get confused.
Crazy.
Mr. Marcus is, but Mr. Marcus is the one who got the industry all with the herp or some shit like that. Yeah, he affected people, or maybe it was the syphilis. It wasn't one of the ones that keep on getting. It's a curable one.
It's all curable after magic.
You can live through. You can live through anything if magic made it. One, marriage is an antiquated concept. It's not a good contract. It's not a fair deal. What I would suggest to him, there's nothing wrong with signing a prenup. Now, the reality is the prenup doesn't fucking matter anyway, because anybody who's been married understands that when you sign that contract, every dollar that you make in that relationship is now up for her to be able to get a piece of. So all he would be protecting is his college bread. And really, to be honest with you, it's not really that big of a deal. Now, if he wanted to, he could say they could do some things in the prenup where if she left, she was guaranteed X amount of dollars. And then you put the kids and all that other shit in there. But I see women say these things all the time. He wasn't my type. That is a thing that is like should make you give pause.
Man.
Beyonce herself said it, or no, Jay-Z said it. And I think he was saying it with Beyonce. I know we can't really go that route, but there's no such thing as an ugly billionaire. And we've done the female delusional calculator. We've done a male one too, so don't jump me. But like women want the dude that's 6 foot, athletic, makes money, all this stuff. It's not a lot of them. And after seeing now the picture, she looks beautiful in the all white. Now I don't know if it's the orange and the matching pajamas.
Orange, Jesus.
But she looked like she shouldn't be saying she shouldn't have a type. She's not ugly, but she ain't like, because where he about to go, you about to know. Yeah. These women are professionals where he's about to go. So, like my brother, right now, what you're doing is, and he doesn't go out to the club, so he might not understand this reference. But what he's doing is the equivalent of going to the club at 10 and leaving at midnight. Brother, you don't even know. Like you have not even begun to know the amount of how do I say this?
Treachery,
debauchery, diabolically mad at their fathers type women there are. Where you're about to go, there are things that these women know to do to you that you couldn't even imagine. Like, brother, you're going to look at you're going to hear a woman whisper something to you that you didn't even know ladies could do, or that you weren't even intrigued by until she said something about it. And the best thing about it, some of them will not bother you, and they understand that you are the money, and they will make sure you're able to make money. So that's why I think Umar thinks that she's a snow bunny, which if she is a snow bunny, good for her. It doesn't fucking matter. But Umar doesn't think she's a melanated queen, and he's against the non-melanated queens. But the melanated queens sometimes don't understand that the melanated queens be fucking up the bread.
What?
They be stressing out. What I always joke about people is one thing when I was running, you want to have a positive pussy experience, right? So I don't want my girl mad, because if my girl is mad, then I don't have a positive pussy experience. She got too much stress on her. Come give me an experience because you have no stress, or I'm there to help relieve some of the societal pressures you have on you. So you give me a positive pussy experience. So that's basically prostitution. You pay your money, they give you what you need, and then they get going. What they don't realize is that they over here stressing you about who she is. And now you got to go out there and play in this game, and you worried about if she mad, she this. Too much attitude, man. Too much attitude. You ain't got time for all that. And I don't want him to get ruined because he seems so joyful. Like he's just doing this for the love of the game.
I always joke with my girlfriend. My girlfriend's black, and I'm like, listen, the craziest woman in the world is black women. Ask me how I know. My mama's black.
Facts. We all know that shit.
She always get mad.
Like so check this right here. I've been, and this is how they're crazy. Like I don't know if I can't speak for white women because I've never been with one and I've never been a white child, so I don't know. I have been punished for shit that my daddy did. All I look like, because I look like my dad. So I may say something or sing. It could be a time when I sang or I smirked and I look like my dad and I got popped. I ain't even do shit. That's craziness. Still love y'all. It's fucking crazy. It's okay. Latino women are crazy. Probably crazier. Afro-Latino women are crazier, but just think about they got a double negative. Not double negative. A double negative that don't turn into a positive.
Yes. The real
black,
double negative.
Black and Spanish. So they got crazy on top of crazy added to them. But I think Travis should sign something to protect himself. I would listen to Godfrey before I listen to Dr. Umar.
Dr. Umar, bro.
Because I'm not saying that you should, but I am saying you should be marry what you love. But man, oh man, I'm starting to understand. Like they know how to cook biscuits from scratch. Have you seen that little petite white princess that just be cooking her ass off?
Yeah, she be snapping.
Man, she made that brother said he wanted a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
She made it.
During the era where women were like, if my man wake me up at 3 a.m., I ain't making him no sandwich. I am not nobody's slave. Man, this bitch made jam from scratch for him. She made peanut butter from scratch. She made the bread from scratch. This is what's out there. I'm like, but the cool thing about Travis Hunter, when you're that rich, if you believe you got a bad bitch, the cool thing about bagging a bad bitch is that you know you can bag another one. And what women sometimes have to realize is that if they got you right, they got you right. Oh, hey, Bruss, we about to get into that. Trust me, Bruss put white women cheat too. I don't know if she was white or she's something, but that should have been first 48.
Who?
You talk about doing the Steve Nash thing, right?
Oh.
That should have been first 48.
Yeah, that's
shit. That boy, you made me change my thought right there. I don't even know, boy. Oh shit.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is get with what you love and get with somebody who gives you less headache. If they're a headache, flee from them. Even if, don't give me that biblical shit where he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing, because you haven't read the rest of the scripture. You haven't read before and after to get the context. Because the Bible also says a quarrelsome wife is better to sleep on the top of a roof than to be in a room with her. And that's what some women will make. But don't listen to Umar. But let's get what we got next.
So we're going to switch into some NFL because we almost at the 2-hour mark. So I just wanted to get through a couple of the important videos I found from this past weekend. So first things first, if you guys did not know, the Philadelphia Eagles, they have some great friendships on the roster. A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts, they were known to have a very, very strong relationship. And when one doesn't play, the other one plays bad, and so on, et cetera, et cetera. But Eagles defensive end Brendan Graham confirms wide receiver A.J. Brown and quarterback Jalen Hurts are beefing. Quote, I know 1, Jalen Hurts is trying, and 11, A.J. Brown could be better with how they respond to things. They were friends, but things have changed. So after he expressed this opinion online, he recently came out and apologized to the team and to specifically Jalen Hurts and A.J. Brown for just airing out their dirty laundry. So this is the video, and tell us what you guys think in the chat.
The person that's complaining need to be accountable. And I'm just being honest. You know what I'm saying? Like, and he noticed, I don't know the whole story, but I know that one is trying. And I mean, 11 could be a little better with how he responds to things. And they was friends before this. It's like, man, but things have changed. And I understand that because life happens. But it's the business side that we have to make sure that we don't let the personal get in the way of the business. And that's where we got to do better as right now, because we know it's an issue. Everybody's seeing some things, but we need to be able to talk things out as men. You know what I'm saying? But we need to let personal stuff go and let's get right for this game, because, man, it's like a lot of stuff. Most of the time, it's just a conversation that just need to be had. But the person with the problem got to want to talk to the person other than others. Okay. That's all I'm saying.
Pretty much. Stop sneak dissing. Y'all need to talk to each other. It's not a good look for the Eagles. What do you think, James? This bad locker room beef, are they getting bailed out by Saquon Barkley's greatness right now? They can just hand the ball off. Don't need to worry about the pass game too much. What do you think about the Eagles situation?
I think a great running game and a great defense will bail you out of a lot of situations. I do think they do. They do. I don't think he should have put that out there. But you know what this sounds like? And I saw T.O. comment on another guy, on Donovan McNabb, commenting about this. And he basically said, you want to talk. And that was basically Donovan, like, who's getting the more the pub and the love right now. But they do need to get it fixed.
Mm-hmm. So the Cowboys played the Bengals on Monday Night Football. Shout out to T. Higgins for ruining my 10-leg parlay to turn $10 into $400. But it's okay. It's okay.
Welcome to my hurt.
But the Bengals beat the Cowboys at home 27-20. And many people were wondering, just like all season, what are the Cowboys doing specifically with this muff punt right here?
Turpin, if you
took to the stage, wanted to say his opinion about the muff punt at the post-game conference, and this is what the Dallas Cowboys owner had to say.
We made the mistakes out there. That mistake we made at the end was really it was very impactful, is all I can say. Okay.
Jerry, how much emotional whiplash is there going from the block to punt to having that Aurora play?
Well, the odds are, the coach said we made the play. And
how old is Jerry?
But then we had a 1 and X happened when after blocking the punt, we touched the ball. That's all should be figured in if we decide to block the punt. We made the mistakes out there. That mistake we made it.
So pretty much what he was expressing was that sometimes Jerry Jones is wrong, and that sometimes recently has been turning into, a lot more times than not, Jerry Jones is just saying stuff that doesn't make sense, and it's not looking good for Jerry. So to answer James's question, he is 82.
82 and it's still working. I mean, he's still wilding, man.
Do you know what his first name is?
Jerry's not his first name?
I learned this yesterday. You would never guess.
Archibald?
It starts with it. His first name is Gerald, Jerrral. Gerald Wayne Jones Sr. That's his name.
Yeah, I go by Jerry too. Gerald in that time? You got to remember, Jerry was there when when integration first started. He was in the crowd of the first. It wasn't Ruby Bridges. It was the first high school getting integrated. He was just like, I just wanted to know what everybody was doing.
I was watching the Club 520 podcast, and they were talking about that, and they were like, he changed his name to Jerry after that picture.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it wasn't looking good for Jerry, but it was looking good for Joe Burrow and Jamar. So Joe Burrow, he went off the this game, and he's been doing this thing this year, even though the record doesn't really reflect that. But if you guys have been paying attention to this,
Oh, I was paying attention last game. That was some bullshit.
he completed in each of his last 5 games. Joe Burrow has completed 25 plus passes, thrown for 250 plus yards, thrown 3 plus touchdown passes, and had no more than 1 interception. No other QB in NFL history has done that in more than 3 consecutive games.
Bro, I was whooping the fuck out of somebody in fantasy football. Do you know who that quarterback was?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow.
And I had, I forgot what wide receiver. I had one of the wide receivers that was eating too.
Mm-hmm.
And the only way I could win is if he was throwing the touchdowns to just him. It was very difficult. Like they came back and they beat me by like 5 points. It hurt me. I mean, we're in the playoff run. I got one more week. I got to win this week so I can secure my playoff spot so I can go ahead and win this league. But it wasn't looking good, man.
I was so mad too because of the one pick that flopped with T. Higgins getting, I think it was over 65 receiving yards. I was debating on betting Jamar Chase getting multiple touchdowns, getting 2+ touchdowns. And Jamar did his thing. So Jamar Chase of the Bengals now has 3 games this year with at least 10 receptions, 175 receiving yards, and 2 receiving touchdowns. No other player in NFL history has had more than 1 such a game in a season.
Here, if you want to know what hurt feels like, so I don't like AJ Brown.
I don't think Jalen Hurts does right now either.
Yeah, so let me tell you, I had a what was this? I had a 16-leg parlay.
Oh my God.
$3 bet, 30% profit boost. So you gotta do this. Justin Jefferson, 6 catches. He had over 5. He had over 6. Sam Darnold, over 225. Hit. Kirk Cousins, over 200. More than hit. Jalen Hurts, over 25 yards rushing. Hit. Chuba, hit. Had him over 40. Jerry Jeudy, over 50 yards. Hit. Najee Harris, over 49. Hit. DK Metcalf, hit. Trey McBride hit. Jonnu Smith hit. Alvin Kamara hit. Calvin Ridley hit. George Kittle hit. Kyron Williams hit. DeAndre Hopkins, he hit. I needed AJ Brown to get 65 yards. He had 43. I hit 15 fucking legs on a 16-leg parlay.
That's crazy.
On God, I wanted to punch him for Jalen. But anyways, all right, going to the next thing.
So we have some news, some saddening news about Randy Moss and what he's currently going through. But we have some father and son beef going on right now, which is, you just hate to see it, man. You just hate to see it. But Larry Fitzgerald Sr. took to Twitter and said he heard that Randy Moss has liver cancer, and he just wanted to show his support for him, saying, quote, "Let's show the power of prayer and pull Moss through this." Now, mind you, this is Larry Fitzgerald Sr. So Larry Fitzgerald, who we all know as one of the greatest wide receivers of all time and Arizona Cardinals legend, commented under his dad's tweet saying, "Dad, I think it's best to respect his privacy on this. If he feels ready to share more about his health, he will. In the meantime, let's focus on sending positive energy, prayers, and support rather than speculating." So Larry Fitzgerald Sr. said it was liver cancer, but I don't know. With Larry Fitzgerald, his response was when he said support rather than speculating, it makes me believe that it might not be liver cancer. So I don't really know what to believe at this point. All I know is he's going through some, and y'all just send him, prayers and everything like that. But did you see this, James?
Yeah, he probably should have. They could have handled that better.
Yeah,
and I do understand when people sometimes you want to be able to be tight to the vest on that, but it shouldn't have been posted. But the crazy part is people care about you, and we all knew something was going on because he got them. His eyes yellower than Jordan's. So like we knew something's going down, and I hope he. The biggest thing I can say with that is I hope he gets better. But I do know this: we got to stop. Don't just call your pops out online. I hope I have enough. I still got enough reverence. I may joke about my mama. I'm still a little scared of her, so like I'm not finna she ain't finna jab me in my face. So, but yeah, you got to get a little bit more respect to your old man.
So just how we were kind of speculating about the whole liver cancer scenario, Thaddeus Moss, who is Randy Moss's son, said, Brett, referring to Brett Favre, the support is appreciated truly. This is not true. My father will address the world when he is ready to regarding the liver cancer situation, saying that the claim that Randy Moss had liver cancer was untrue. So it's just getting just too messy now.
I need Brett Favre to worry about where them people money at in Mississippi. Fuck you. I don't want your prayers. Your prayers don't go past the roof.
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's too many. If again, I'm not saying whatever, believe what you want to believe, but if you praying to the same shit that Brett Favre praying to, one of y'all wrong. I can say that much. I don't want no prayers from Brett Favre. Just remember, just put that out there. Just to be clear.
So we are at the 2-hour mark. So we're gonna start our Big Games BS segment to get y'all some laughs in and some thoughts in y'all head, and tell us what y'all think in the chat, please, please, please. So, Masterpiece son Hersey Miller, 24, arrested for allegedly stealing 2 school refrigerators worth $1,500. Now this is a great way to kick off our Big Games BS segment.
I'd
What
be
you
so
think?
disappointed in my son if he got arrested for that. I'm not saying I'd be disappointed if he gets arrested. Sometimes shit happens. Sometimes you gotta let a naysayer know. But if we're gonna go down, let's go down for something. I remember somebody accused me of stealing some shit a couple years ago, and I told somebody, "Listen, if I'm gonna make my mama proud, it's gonna be about 5-10. It's gonna be 5-10, 100 million if I'm going to jail, because you're gonna go to jail for all the same reasons. But for that little bit of bread, nah, man, I expect more out of a P. So, yeah, I'm very disappointed in Percival and the family.
Yeah, it's a tough situation, especially when you know the kids, they have money, they come from money.
Just took something from an apartment and then they popped him on that. So that was wild.
But but like we were mentioning earlier, we talk about women, scandals, etc., and Dr. Umar. And I know Dr. Umar is shaking his head in disgust because he tried to warn us, y'all. He tried to warn us, and Steve Nash caught the short end of this stick. You know he's South African, so I guess he won.
I guess he's African.
Yeah, he's African, but watch this video and please, please, please take notes.
Barbosa, who played with the legendary Steve Nash as a teammate at the Phoenix Suns, had a little something going on with none other than Nash's wife, Alejandra Amaria. Talk about crossing some serious boundaries, right? Well, it gets crazier because just a day after Alejandra gave birth, Nash filed for divorce. And the reason behind it? Nash believed that the baby was not his, but Barbosa's. Ouch! Because the baby comes into the world and guess what? It's black. And trust me, that's not the worst part. Because after getting a DNA test done on the baby, Steve found out that even Barbosa wasn't the father. Instead, turns out Jason Richards...
No! This is my first time hearing this shit.
That's wild.
Oh my!
Man. At least he found out early, man.
What would you do? What would you do if you were ever in that situation? Like you thinking it's yours. It's not even yours. It's someone else. Man.
But no, it's not even the person that you thought that she
right.
It's another person. We've seen, if it were me, I would just be like, man, you know what? I want to take my L's in silence. So I don't want the whole world knowing that shit. I would file for a divorce, like he said, because the one thing it's one thing to cheat on me, right? It's another thing to put a baby on me. In particular, a black baby if I'm a white man. Like, that's real difficult for me to understand. Now, as a black dude, black women get a little bit easy because if the baby come out light skinned, my mama look like she white, my sister looks Spanish. So, like, it's easy. But like for a white woman to come in and that baby, it looked like Life. Now I don't know if you ever seen Life.
Yeah.
Okay, but like when and they he got to go to his teammates and just lift the baby right by each of them. Like just have somebody like that, man. Like it's like diabolical because women, like, first thing, instead of like taking ownership of how fucked up that is, they'll be like, men cheat every day and put babies on women. Like, yes, that's true, but Steve Nash isn't men. Like, he's individual, but like, can we acknowledge that that's a fucked up situation right there? That's all we're saying. And like, we're the misogynistic culture makes us put the pussy on the pedestal and makes us look at y'all as y'all are the ones who are pure and aren't doing these different things. But like, man, she likes chocolate and she doesn't like white chocolate. The white African wasn't getting it done for him. So she went to some black African Americans, dark ass African Americans at that. But yeah, somebody, there's a song by the poet, Christopher Wallace. It's called Somebody's Got to Die. Like, that's kind of what I would be playing. Because not only did you disrespect me by putting the baby on me, like you couldn't even have the decency to not embarrass me with cheating. Because that's really what it comes down to. Cheating isn't as bad as what people think. Unless they were a virgin when you met them, if you forgot about all the dicks in the past, you could probably forget about the dicks in the future. But the fact that I got to look at this motherfucker, like you couldn't have the decency to go and get another sport. Go and get somebody who got less money than me. Somebody with more, go get somebody who got more money than me. Somebody who got more fame than me. Somebody who has more than me. You got somebody who got less than, and then women will hit you with, it's not always about those things. Like, it's why yin yang, like people wonder why hip hop is misogynistic. And why it's like says a lot of wild shit about women. We've seen a lot of wild shit with women. Everybody, I know it's not y'all in the chat, but I'm just saying everybody ain't y'all in the chat. Y'all know y'all got whore friends. One day we will all sit back and realize that nobody runs the gauntlet. Nobody has the monopoly on ain't shit. Like, I got friends who ain't shit, and I know they ain't shit. And I would tell you they ain't shit. I would tell them they ain't shit. For some reason, women always believe that, no, women don't do that. You know women that do that. You know, we saw it. Like every woman on this thing could be Sex in the City or Girlfriends. You just got to ask which one you got. Is she Samantha? Is she Samantha / Tony Childs? Is she the whore friend? Or is she the one that's writing the stories that's supposed to be the one that's always into some shit? You got to find out, though. But they all have a whore friend. We all have a whore friend. Those are typically the ones that's ride or die, too. Those are the ones that typically tell you to make the right decisions, too. The whore friend.
Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. But like, hey, just hope you ain't got the whore friend.
Speaking, you know what? That's a great segue into this next video because you always got to keep your head in the game. Mm-hmm. So this occurred during I assume our high school girls basketball match, and it was just nothing short of hilarious. Check out this video.
Gotta go for the ball, gotta fight.
Even the ref geeking, I'm crying.
First off, why is the wig on your head? I mean, come on, girl, you hooping, dog. Yeah, it was a foul. That's what you can't rip somebody's head off.
Let me refresh it.
Hey, you gotta call foul on. She ain't even got a look. Oh, yeah. Pause right here. Oh man, I was gonna say why is she wearing a wig, but I get it. I get it, man. Baby, you gotta put some, my uncle used to say you gotta put some squirrel fat on that.
Squirrel fat.
Yeah, squirrel fat to help the hair grow, get it moisturized and stuff like that. Like,
The walk of shame.
Yeah, man. Like, damn, man. Could you like
no stocking cap? Ladies, what y'all think about this,
like,
ladies?
Is you supposed to is the wig supposed to come off like that?
Why you have to say that little piece of hair,
Yeah,
Adrian?
that's
Yeah, that's nah. She definitely never gonna forget this moment for
you
sure.
know who's not gonna ever let her forget that? Women, because women are evil. They're the most treacherous people to women, not men. Like she wasn't wearing that wig. Wasn't no dudes out there looking at her saying, damn, she's sexy with that wig while she's hooping for people. If a man think you fine, you could be bald headed, you could be all of that shit. She's wearing the wig for her friends because she's ashamed to not have hair. Baby, we gotta free you from that insecurity, my love. Man, but that's tough. That's hard. Londa said, get straight back, Londa. Straight back where? You mean like get it to the top? Because that ain't making it past her, the top of her head. So you mean like get it faded up on the side and just get oh man, boy, that's tough, man. That's do that just for me. Oh man. That you be getting your hairs permed too early and be fucking up your actual hairs. Oh man. Whatever they say he did that shit.
He did it. Did he do it?
Did he do it?
He did. So I just want to add this little funny
this
clip.
Man is notorious for nuts.
And this is just, if y'all never saw this, let's just watch this.
Would heaven be if the angels came for me? I tell them no.
The slow motion and the teeth being out is just. Did he sniff?
He did everything.
Like Umar can't even be mad at him because, like, you know, I always wonder what Umar's thought is on that. Like, if you're a black, do you like? If you're a black gay man, can you like pull a white man?
He doesn't. He's homophobic.
He's homophobic. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
Yeah. He's homophobic. He thought.
All right, he's consistent.
Yeah, he's consistent. And I got this other video too. It's just bad timing. That's all I gotta say. It's just really bad timing with this.
What is the date today? I completely, and Thursday. Yeah. Thursday. I was completely wrong, wasn't I? I had the dates wrong all this time. Did he come on out?
He's saying funny, but it's hilarious.
What is the date?
Yeah.
And he tried to dap him up.
He tried to dap him up. I saw this. I had to put it.
I got one arm. My man got one. So the worst part of it is let me just stick to the worst part is the fact that Ellen is a predator help. But like, did he clap? Did he clap his hand with the nub? Like, watch this buddy in blue.
He tapped his shoulder. His shoulder tapped him.
He's still tapping his shoulder.
Man, this is just a sad world, man. We need help. The emoji got me dying though. I had to share this. I had to share this to the world, man.
This is tough, man.
Man.
You know what? I don't believe in Illuminati, but this is some Illuminati shit right here, man. Like, that's some Illuminati shit right there, bro.
Man.
Hide your kids, hide your wife, man. Protect your jits from the ditties so they don't get diddled. Got nothing else for you with that, man. On that note, man, appreciate all you guys for joining us here on this Wednesday. I will have on my cool. I can't wait. It's gonna be cold on Friday. I'm gonna have this fly ass Santa outfit on. I mean, not outfit. Excuse me, Santa sweatshirt. And just love it with the different sayings, man. Hopefully, you guys are enjoying getting in the Christmas spirit. Did y'all realize? I think in 14 days, a fat man is gonna come down the chimney and put gifts under you and put gifts in you or under your tree. Shout out to all y'all single mamas out there who are working with a Santa, a backdoor Santa, to make sure y'all get these kids the gifts that they deserve. And shout out to those in the chat who are the Santas that are out here making sure that these women are not in the bind. Again, to quote, just she's in the bind, Nate. Make sure she gets that stuff done so that she can pay rent for the first. Also, remember, the first comes 1 week after Christmas, so don't go broke trying to appease these badass kids and not be able to pay your rent. On that note, appreciate you guys for chopping it up with me. We'll see you guys next time.